What do you think of the one?
I mean, it's really big.
Now let's explain this. This is the most expensive property is it in the world? It's the world.
No, it's not in the world. I've seen the Antilia or whatever.
But that's like a commercial apartment building.
It's a
dubbed
home.
a house.
It's a home.
It's an apartment building. You're buying a skyscraper.
It's a home.
Listen, that's a skyscraper.
tall.
It's a skyscraper.
What do you think? Do you think it's a home?
Is that a house? You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. I mean, unfortunately, I would say it's technically a home. I mean, he's crazy enough to build it the way he did. I get it. It is a skyscraper.
I feel like that's cheating. That's like, I'm buying like a big Walmart. Be like, I live in a... Yeah,
but once you're building a house so big, wouldn't it make sense to start building
crazy.
up?
We were touring this penthouse in New York, and during when we were shooting it, listing agents were showing it to someone else, someone's representative. They're like, yeah, they're interested in buying the top 2 floors and the bottom 2 floors and doing like a 5-story penthouse. Each one of these penthouses were like $50 million. Like, are they just casually talking about dumping $200 million just so they can have like top 5 floors? People do that stuff. So I'm actually not that surprised about that home. I mean, people are crazy.
Okay. So we'll call it a home.
Yeah.
Fine.
He looks so happy.
Of course he looks happy. But, okay, so we'll call it, it's the second, one of the most, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think without a doubt, the land that it sits on has got to be one of the best pieces of property in in Los Angeles, if not in the country.
Yeah. Describe what makes it.
Well, it's this really high promontory, but a lot of times promontories are nice, but if they're set back and they're low, a lot of people look into it. So I don't like that. It sits high enough and kind of pulled back in Bel Air that is somewhat private considering the elevation. So I like that about it. Number 2, it's just like he owns the whole hilltop. It's not just like he owns the edge of it, right? Like you just go to the elevation and it's that property and that's it. In terms of the architecture, I mean, it's McLean. It's a good home. McLean is an amazing architect. He does so many projects in LA. Where I would compliment on is, I mean, it's so big. I'm really trying to understand who would be the end user and why it would make sense for them to have that much square footage. I'll be lying if I say I'm educated enough to understand and comprehend that. We actually been in that property about 2.5 months ago. Me and Mikey went there to check it out. We met one of the project managers, and to our side at the time, they were about 90% done. It wasn't fully finished already. I mean, it's a good home. It's a different take. And it's kind of like that Bruce McCoskey home. Like, it's a bold approach, and he sold it. Granted, he started with $250 million. It ended up selling for 88. What would happen with this? I don't know. You saw the Niles video. He has some bold perspective on that house. Maybe they would do something like that. I don't know. It's a tough one for me to make a comment on.
So they're asking $500 million for the record.
Wait, I thought it was 250.
No, they're like, didn't they go down to like 380 maybe?
Maybe 380. So they started
Something
with $500 million. 250 was the other house that we were talking about, the Bruce McCoskey house with the $400,000.
It's on Bel Air Road.
It's $400,000.
$500 million for this house.
It started at $500 million.
Yeah.
Lowered now. They're having a Memorial Day sale. We know what we should do a Memorial Day sale on the YouTube Creator Academy. $200 off.
And the mentorship group.
Okay. Deal.
Perfect.
You know what? Okay, how about this? Well, Jack and I will come up with a discount on the mentorship group and the YouTube Creator Academy. YouTube Creator Academy, $200 off.
I'll testify for that. It works.
But okay, so anyway, so it's reduced to $380. And what do you think it's going to sell for? I mean, you've seen probably more $50+ million houses than almost anybody I would know.
That's such a tough question to answer. I would say maybe somewhere around 1,500 to 1,800 a square foot. That would bring it to 160 to like 210, 220-ish maybe. And that's just a basic appraisal of new construction pricing, right? The only issue is this house has 110,000 square feet of interior square footage. So that's a lot. But it's one of a kind. No one will ever be able to recreate it. I mean, there's like a whole story on like how we pulled a permit on that property where it was almost like overlooked by accident. So like he got approved by this mega home that no one can ever build. Like you can never recreate a home that size. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen.